All right, everyone, and welcome back to another video on Kaiju No. My name is DFree, and today we are taking on the new event that actually is kind of cool. So I'm a little bit late at this, of course, like 4 or 5 days late, but hey, who's counting? I got pretty busy there. The limited fierce battle. So this one is kind of cool, and mainly because the enemies are level 100 now. And so I do wonder if we're going to start seeing more level 100 content. And secondly, voice crack aside, when are we going to see level 105 make its way in? I don't want to see that anytime soon. I'm just curious about what the plans are with that. So, for example, with level 100 content, the bar has risen by quite a bit. So let me show you kind of what that looks like. So when we go in here with the character that's at level 90, this is what it looks like, right? And level 90 is a fine stopping point for like literally everything else in the game. But this is here now, if it wasn't clear, to incentivize you to push your characters above level 90 and above maybe even 95. I'll show you kind of what that looks like as well, if it ever decides it wants to. Let me in! There we go. So obviously he's just going to get blown up. That's the whole point of this, right? So let's see how much damage he does and takes. Did about 400 damage, takes about 1100 back, right? That's a pretty standard showcase of what these guys look like here at level 90. And he's going to get blown up even further by harder hitting moves, of course. So if I go in here with the character that's level 90, but is level 90 but 100 unlocked, let me show you what that looks like. And the reason why is because there is a stat difference. Like if you haven't learned yet that the cheat code, not really, but because you have to ultimately fill it in. But if you ever get to a spot where you can't level up more, a quick thing you can do to sneak a little bit of power out of characters and weapons is to just unlock the next cap, because unlocking the next cap, as you see right here, does add a lot of different things. So like unlocking the level 100 cap on Rin here would give her 8% attack and all these other things, right? So level 90 but 100 cap unlocked character. Now he's at what, 1100 defense. Rio is at something probably similar, 900. So you'd have to consider that as well, of course. So give or take, not a perfect science, but this is what that looks like. And you're going to see, again, the defense should make it different anyway, but you're going to see a little bit of a difference here. I guess the cleanest way to do this would be with Rio, but I don't plan to push him to 100 anytime soon. Anyway. As you see here, there's not actually even any difference. In fact, Rio tanked better. Right? 1175. That could have been external factors, maybe weapon. I'm not sure. I'd have to go through each of the characters. But basically, the key difference there is that stats are not the determining factor. Right? Stats are not the determining factor. Now, here's something that's going to happen here is if I go in once again, and this is not like just because this stage, this is a general game thing, if that wasn't clear. I've said this a lot, but this is just a general game thing. I've never actually done this like manually. I just want to go to 95. Can I even go to 95? I've literally never tried to do this manually. I've only ever hit auto select. It's kind of silly. It's kind of slow. It's kind of slow. I can't go to 95. Okay. I go to 93. So again, that's about the cap here. So as we get a little bit closer, there should be a minor difference here. If it lets me in. My computer's doing a lot of things right now, so it's kind of struggling to play this, admittedly. Like I got a lot of things going on. Okay. I don't care about the damage. See, just putting on a few levels, just literally putting a few levels on, cut the damage by more than half. Or not more than half, because he was doing, what, 1100? So that's, and it's, again, he didn't gain anything near the stats that a character gains from unlocking the level cap. It's just simply that this game has a mechanic in it, like I've said a lot of times, where it doesn't even care for your own individual character power. It's like how leveled is the character. That's all that matters. So anyway, if you happen to be struggling with this, the closer you get to 100, the stronger and easier it'll be. And so the incentive here is to make you try to build out level 100 teams. However, as you saw initially, I kind of ran through this without even using level 100s, because you don't actually have to do that. you can get through with other stuff. Now, the second wave is more problematic, and that's and another thing that's kind of happening here that's a little annoying is my support characters have gotten phased out because they're the main ones that were still at level 90. So I got to bring my supports up. Isao and actually Chester's fine. You know what? I'm gonna bring Reno onto this second team. But I was gonna say Isao and Sagan are my main supports right now. All right, let me actually put you right there. I'll drop Isao and I'll drop Gen. I think that should be good. And then for this combo, I'll put her in there, and that should also be fine. I don't even need to add another character. Like I cleared it with those three, those two and Reno. But I guess I just will. I've only got a couple characters that fit the criteria. We'll put old school Kikoru in there. But I am actually pretty excited about the fact we do have something that is harder to play against, at least for a couple of weeks. I'm really curious about when this one expires. Like, what does the next one look like? Is it gonna be easier than this, or like what are they doing? All right, so with Chester, you can do multiple things with Chester, right? You can start off by going with his basics. You can start by going with the support skill. There's no right or wrong way to play him. It's just a matter of preference. But I like to start off with his support skill. Now, both of these characters want to use their combat skills to do blast attacks. I'm going to start off with Kikoru doing a basic, though. Just to conserve it a little bit. Okay, we're going to get breaks this turn. Okay, and she'll get the other one. Technically, it would be better to go for Chester first, but this is all right. We're going to go for that one. That's a little bit faster in action order. Nice recruiting, baby! 89. It's just ridiculous. And so, by the way, you're going to see here, he doesn't have the hyper specialized support setup that's going to make him really pop. But because the enemy level is higher, he also doesn't do the same amount of damage. So 24k is what he did there. Obviously, he didn't crit. I could get that to be much higher. But throughout this, he just doesn't do the same amount of damage that he does against the rest of the game because the level cap situation of the enemies. And that's another part of the mechanic, is like they take less damage from you overall and they do more damage to you. But when he's got a level advantage again, he would blow them up again. That's the real difference. See, 89k, but that's still great damage considering everyone else is suppressed too. That's ridiculous damage. I'm sure no other character is coming close to that on the combat skill, even without something like this being in play. She still has a shield, but we'll put another one up. Let's go for her AoE here. We will also get the crit. Nice to have that finally. First time I'm using her since that. What the flying hell? Why did she do the 9s? What the hell? Somebody let me know what the hell happened there. Her ultimate blew up the ones on the side. Did they just evaporate? Is that like a mechanic or something? What the hell? I've never seen that. That's some janky mechanic, isn't it? It might have been the stage effect or something. I don't even know what the hell happened there. That was weird. All right, let's go. 80k. We've got the ultimate back. I would love to get Kikoru's ultimate first, which we'll get right here. We'll get a chance at the defense down. She should be in full tip-top shape here. Yep, she is. Let's go! Plus the Sagan bonuses. Land it! Land it! She did land the defense down. Let's go. 15%. Not great, but we'll take it. Wait, Squadron style. I was like, wait, what? All right. Let's go here. Gonna get 2 chances with my boy. Ah, not critty. Nah, lame. Kikuru's ass didn't crit either. She thought I didn't notice. I noticed Kikoru. We're gonna get a break here. Oh, and he hit for 140 because the play break. And the Sagan support too. Attack and crit damage, all that stuff should have still been there. All right, so yeah, the key takeaway there is, like I've been saying though, Hoshina is just ridiculous, and he just blows that up with like pure damage. And so the other characters around don't really need to do much. Okay, so this is going to look a little bit different. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to start with Kikoru. Kikuru's going to get AoE attacks, lay AoE defense downs. Nice. Gen's going to follow. He's not the most efficient in this specific scenario because they actually have blunt plates, but that's fine because Kikoru can pop in next turn and get the guaranteed break across the board. I'm going to set this up here. Okay. This is why I love adjacent attacks. She's going to get 3 breaks. Ooh, girl. You know what I need? I need 3 follow-ups. Don't give me none of that crap. Give me 3 follow-ups. I got 3 breaks, bro. Hey, was it 3? Was it 2? This guy's right here. It probably was 2. Yeah, it was 2. Okay, well, give me my second follow-up. I forget that it doesn't take off the physical and blunt at the same time, which is kind of annoying, unfortunately. It'll prioritize the blunt, and if there is no blunt, it'll do the physical after. Okay, again. I need to get Reno going, but I've really been valuing these adjacent hits from Gen and Kikoru. So Gen hasn't really had a chance, admittedly. Kikoru, so like this is where Kikoru is super good, by the way. She just spams her ultimate. Because she starts with the ultimate, and then using the ultimate gives her another charge rate up. So she's just really strong, actually. And that's why I think people undervalue Kikoru. Because she has a very particular playstyle, and I can understand it. And I do understand the argument that there's other characters you'd want to use over her, but I still think she's an S-tier character. I don't think that she's, like, not a character worth owning. I just think that Chester is an SS-tier character, and you should try to get those types of characters more often than not. All right. Hulk Hands Kikoru, reporting for duty, commencing neutralization. She's also particularly suited well for this fight because the adjacent enemies, once again, just in this entire fight. And so and for the record, if there's a specific place that you wanted to put Kikoru in to make her look as good as possible, this is it. So, like, I understand that. We are going to throw Reno's stuff now. We're going to get going with Reno, finally. Man, all these adjacent hits. Love to see it, baby. Give me some freeze. Give me team-wide freeze. Team-wide freeze. Ooh, let's go. Get wrecked. Oh, get wrecked. Look at all the damage we're doing, baby. You love to see it. And then Isau's here. But Isau's value is that he's given us these shields, and the shields help our damage output. So don't disregard my boy like that. He just don't do no damage himself. In fact, let's give him a chance. This is the only big move he ever does anyway. And it does like 15 to 20,000. It's nothing crazy. Oh, that's going to do better. Oh, 18K. Okay, never mind. Yeah, it did like exactly what I said. He always is in that range. However, I'm sure I could super buff him and he'd probably double his output, but I mean, he's not an offensive character in the first place. All right, so we're gonna go for this here. Again, just valuing the stacking defense down there over going for Reno. Welcome back, my good sir. Get ready for that ass whipping. Can you stop that? Okay, everyone still has shields, so we got the full damage dealt increase. Getting breaking 2 physical plates is ridiculous, by the way. Super strong. I'll give Reno this opportunity because I have been favoring Kikoru so much. 36k. So like when I actually give him a chance, Reno does pretty good. Like, and that's not a surprise. He's a great character. Another blunt hit. See, she's thrown like 5 ultimates in this video already. Like she just consistently throws ultimates. So like where Hoshina was the opposite. Hoshina is like, I'm going to throw combat skills all game, and that's every character can do that, but they're going to be super buffed and be very strong, hard hitting. She's like, I'm going to throw ultimates every other turn because that's what she does. Kind of crazy. Full break there, and Reno's ultimate is now ready online. Follow up. We will go for Isao's shield one more time because I can't tell if Reno has it. I could confirm it here. I just was being lazy. Reno does not have shield, so I need to put shield back on. In fact, a couple of characters don't have it. Nobody has shield. Okay, except for Isao. Okay, another ultimate again. just ridiculous. Non-stop throwing ultimates. That's ridiculous. All right, so now we don't have any defense downs on the enemy. Lame. We do actually. I couldn't see the icons. Look at all these defense down sheet, but right now the 15% defense down was valued at about 5.2% extra damage. It was nothing crazy, but this is the value too. It's like when you can get multiple of these on here. Then all of a sudden, the attack stat of the character matters much more. And these characters have high offensive numbers overall. Like Reno's at roughly 3,000 right here for this attack. And he's not even hyper boosted. So that's where also Kikoru pops in as a good sub DPS on a character on a team, right? See, look, 61,000. Did pretty good there. Like he was able to really benefit in that circumstance too. But that's more or less a look at the level 100 content. And the key takeaway is not that you need the craziest characters. The key takeaway is all the way back to the beginning. If you are struggling to beat this for whatever reason, you just simply need to level your characters. And that's something I've been saying explicitly quite a lot on these videos. It's just you have to level your characters because that's just the way the game is designed. If the character's under the level of the enemy, basically they get nuked. And if I went in there with level 80 characters, they would just get literally one shot. So eventually you do got to bring some stuff up. Now you don't need more than a couple full teams at best. And they can probably even be 95, I think, maybe 97. But if you're going to stop there, what's the point of stopping there, right? It's very resource intensive, like I always say, to go beyond that. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you happen to be new. And let me know in the comments down below who actually was the most impressive character in this entire video. Let me know.